Hello everyone, thank you for joining me, Justin Estrada, as we commence the first video of our Powerhouse Shopify Theme tutorial series. This tutorial series is sponsored by My Digital Sauce and VentGrips. In part 1 of this Powerhouse Shopify Theme tutorial series, we're going to introduce you to the Powerhouse Shopify Theme. We're going to go over the theme editor and give you a sections overview. I'm going to be reading off my blog article at mydigitalsauce.com/blog. If you want to follow along and read written instructions on how to manage this theme that you just purchased, you're going to want to visit the link in the video description to visit this blog article. Okay, without further ado, we're going to get into it. This is a series of tutorials focused on showcasing the Powerhouse Shopify theme. What is the Powerhouse Shopify theme? The Powerhouse Shopify theme is the most sophisticated Shopify theme on the market. This theme is perfect for your sophisticated brand. It's modern, responsive, and functions seamlessly. With Powerhouse, you can quickly set up a store and start selling. A lot of features that it comes with, the technologies it's built on, and it's $137 right now, and that is a one-time fee. And the price will never be this low again. Honestly, we're going to probably increase the price in a couple days. This Powerhouse theme is already being used on two big e-commerce brands, such as ventgrips.com and tubesdistribution.com. Once you've purchased the Powerhouse Shopify theme, you're going to go to your Shopify admin, go to the online store themes. You're going to click the upload theme button and select the powerhouse.zip file. So that is, you're going to go to your admin area. You're going to go to online store themes. You click upload themes, and then you're going to choose the file that is your powerhouse.zip file, and you're going to upload it. And once it's uploaded, it's going to appear over here. Then once it's over here, you're going to click customize. And then once you click customize, you're going to be on this page looking at the sections and theme settings. So use the theme editor to customize your theme. The theme editor toolbar is divided into sections and theme settings. You can use sections to modify the content and layout of the different pages on your store. You can use theme settings to customize your store fonts and colors and make changes to social media links and checkout settings. So under theme settings, this is where colors will be. The fav icon, so we're going to set the fav icon. I'm setting the fav icon to a 1-to-1 ratio, and this is actually 124 pixel by 124 pixel icon. And so now it's set. I'm going to click save, and on the front of the site, it's going to appear here where the Shopify logo is. And the typography of the site is set to Work Sans by default. The header menu font, that's this menu font, and headings are going to be Work Sans medium, and then the body font is going to be regular. And then the contact page, you're going to want to just put in some details in here. And this will appear on the page.contact page templates, but we're going to go into that later on. So there you have it. So we're going to save those settings. So that's the theme settings for you. And later on, it's going to have a color section in here. So we just went over the theme settings. Now we're going to go over sections. Sections are customizable blocks of content that determine the layout of different pages on your online store. Some sections, like the header and footer, appear on every page of your online store. The home has dynamic sections that you can add, rearrange, or remove. You can add up to 25 dynamic sections on your home page. Each type of page has its own section. So this would be the home page. We're under the home page, and the dynamic sections are actually this section right here. We're going to be focusing on a static section right now called the header. In the header section, you can edit the content that appears at the top of every page in your store. Click sections, click header. And then the announcement bar is shown by default, uncheck to hide. So uncheck that and it will hide the announcement bar. Typically, people have free shipping, or it's in the month of May right now, so maybe a Mother's Day sale. But right now we're going to do free shipping for orders over 100. I'm going to get rid of 4, just orders over 100. So you're going to want to go to your settings, and then you're going to want to go to your shipping area, and you're going to want to adjust your shipping so that any orders over $100, it's free shipping. So now we're going to add the header logo, which is suggested to be 5:3 ratio or 600 by 360 pixels. And then we're going to want to adjust this down to the mobile. Up here, you can see the screens toggle. So that's either mobile or desktop. So by the way, guys, YouTube's amazing. This video is going to be on YouTube, and if I talk too fast for you, you check the settings to the playback speed and set it to like 0.75. Or if I'm talking too slow for you, you can adjust the settings to have it play back at 1.25 or something like that, so that you can follow along at your own pace. Don't be afraid to pause, and don't be afraid to rewind and go back in case you're lost, or reach out to us with any questions you have. Now, moving on, we just updated the logo there, and it appears on mobile and desktop. And then so this shop menu button is next to this contact, in between the logo and contact, and it's going to actually open up an off canvas left sidebar menu that slides in from the left there. Typically, we want to leave it as shop, and typically we want to leave the secondary button as contact as well. I already have a page pre-built here for contact, so you're going to want to build a contact page, come back to this, and then select that in there so it can link to the contact page. We're going to be looking at desktop now, so we're going to toggle our view to be viewing desktop. And we can see here that we selected the main menu. By default, the main menu comes with home and catalog for every Shopify store. So if I remove that, it doesn't appear. If I select it again, it appears. So we're going to save that. So we have that. We're going to go back to the blog article that goes over everything I just went over and said. It even goes over how to create that contact page. Then it suggests you save. And then we just went over the desktop left menu. So now we're going over the account. So the account is checked by default, and you would want to typically hide it if maybe your store had 3 items. You would want to show this if your store had a lot of items, because a store with a lot of items, they're going to be placing multiple orders, and they're going to be wanting to look at their order history. So they would need to be able to log in and sign up. But if you had few items, you would uncheck that so that you don't see the account. Just like account, by default, this header search is shown. If you want to hide the header search, uncheck this. What the header search does is it hides all other content and shows a search form. So if we wanted to uncheck that, then nothing would appear up in the top header. So we're going to check those backs and make them reappear. We're going to click save, and we're going to move on to the next section. So going back to the blog article, we just went over header section and we saved. So we're going to go look over the mobile left sidebar menu. The mobile left sidebar menu in our theme editor is right here. And we're going to, since it says mobile, we're going to toggle the view to look at mobile now. So now that we're looking at mobile, it's the left sidebar menu. How do we get to the left sidebar menu? We click shop here. So it slides out from the left. The search, again, is shown by default. If you want to hide that, you would uncheck it, click save. Sometimes you got to click save in order for things to go back to normal. See how it doesn't appear there anymore? Okay, wonderful. So we want that to appear. Okay, cool. So it's back, and this is pretty much the settings that you want. This controls the up at the top there. The default settings are pretty much what you want. Okay, so moving on. Again, the blog article went over all those sections that we just discussed. Okay, so moving on, we're still continuing on with our static sections here. So I'm actually going to skip over off canvas cart because that deals with the cart, and we haven't added any products to the store. And so we're going to go over that later. And we're going to skip over these dynamic sections here, and we're going to go back to the static section. So this is the trust area that appears above the footer. So these trust icons appear above the footer, and they're very typical on an e-commerce site to build trust with your audience. So we go into this, and if you don't want that, you can hide it. It's shown by default. And if you want to select different icons, there's this drop down over here. So we didn't put every icon into the theme yet. If you want to suggest icons, we'll update the theme. We'll send you a new version so that you can have more icons and more functionality here. So you can see here that I'm changing all the text in these sections here. Awesome. So we just went over the trust section here. So we're going to go over the footer section now. In the footer section, you can edit content that appears at the bottom of every page. To customize the footer section, go to Online Source Themes, Powerhouse, and click Customize. Click Sections, click Footer. Okay, so Sections, Footer, boom. And now we're looking at this footer area here. So we're going to want to select our logo. Select this logo. No, this one's better. Okay. And then we're going to want to set our footer handle. All these fields right here, the footer, footer social handle for email, Facebook, and the socials, they all are hidden if they're empty. So if this is empty, it's hidden. So we're going to do at my visual sauce. So you can see that as I added those social icons, they appeared in this section, just like it says in the blog article. Moving on, so footer menu title. Leave empty to hide. So if you left that empty, it would be hidden. But I'm going to do shop Powerhouse. And then I'm going to select, I had these already pre-built, select my footer menu with my collections of products. And then I'm going to about Powerhouse. This secondary footer menu title is now about Powerhouse, and I'm going to select the secondary footer menu. Wonderful. Let's save that. And now moving on. Show newsletter signup is checked by default. Uncheck to hide footer newsletter signup. So this is the newsletter signup. If you want to hide that, you uncheck it. If you want to hide the payment icons, uncheck it. So we're going to add those back. That concludes part 1 of our Powerhouse Shopify Theme tutorial series. Quick summary of what we went over. I introduced you to the Powerhouse Shopify theme. We went over the theme editor, theme settings, and static sections like the header, trust, and footer sections. In part 2, we are going to go over all of the homepage dynamic sections. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in part 2. Thank you.